to speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know I send me a fickle flea. Me have to take away me say. Me have to take away me say. Me have to hide like a thief in the night. Me have to.
Greetings, kings and queens. Welcome to another Real Stuff podcast. Today is Wednesday. And when it's Wednesday, we have our Caribbean music legends. And today, our Caribbean music legend is none other than Mr. Willie Stewart. Willie is here with us this morning, and we are going to be talking about his musical journey and a whole lot more. So stick and stay. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. I got Max Juanette, Francine, Courtney, Flavius is on his way. So we are going to do it for you this morning.
Do is just taste you. I know you think I play, but soon you're gonna see the light of day. Just relax, don't move.
Okay, top of the morning, everyone. Top of the morning.
Grand Rising. How's everyone doing?
What's happening in your neck of the woods, Max?
Sun is shining, but storm's still coming.
Well, I'm seeing
you know how it
too.
is.
I'm seeing the sun too, but we know Florida is. It's unpredictable, you know. The weather
Very much
changes
so.
like boom in a minute. Courtney, what happening in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, on this side, everything is okay, you know. Wonderful weather.
Nice, nice.
Francine, what's happening in your neck of the woods in Jamaica this morning? How did you fare off, Francine? Oh, I guess she's away from the mic. So let me ask Willie, what's going on in your neck of the woods, Willie?
Well, we have sunshine out there because here and there, you know, we dodged a bullet from Fred, you know, come here singing the song, Fred, you are yaga yaga. They couldn't touch us. So we dodged that bullet. So, you know, and I don't think there's anything in the tropics. I mean,
It's Grace. Grace is out there. That's one tearing up the Caribbean.
Yeah, but that is tearing up Jamaica. You know, my thoughts and prayers going to the people of Jamaica, because we know that that water is not the easiest thing. You can't stop water. It's very difficult.
True.
Water can stop fire, but if water really get loose, boy, and I know Jamaica, see the roads, the gullies, and, you know, I just pray that nobody is hurt or anything, but, you know, and the sun will dry it up. You know what I mean? And, you know, praying for that.
I saw the Harborview roundabout, and I thought it was the whole sea come over in Harborview.
Right. Yeah, I see Hope Road, the zoo. Somebody had Hope Pastures showing there, and believe me, it's like a pond. I swear, blind as a lake coming out.
Yeah. Well, I know, you know, this time of the year, we know, so boy, it's hurricane season. They didn't tell us how many tropical storm or depression we're going to get this year. But whatever amount that we're going to be getting, trust me, I don't want no hurricane come this side. No hurricane. We're not prepared for hurricane knowing all of this pandemic going on, you know. I don't think no one want a hurricane right now.
May I tell you, with the world is a whole different world. And I my heart goes out to Haiti and the whole earthquake, you know. People are in pain. Franco, people is in serious pain. Over the last, since COVID, I say March 29th last year, children have lost their parents. Families has been divided. We're seeing devastation that has never seen. Well, this century here was very hard that we are seeing so much in such a quick time. So much things like the things of the nature. Nature's revolting. We're seeing it. We're seeing it in the storms. We're seeing it in freak accidents. We're seeing it in people's temperament. Nobody have it's like there's no respect anymore.
No
people
patience.
don't have time. It's like they're not holding to principles. They don't care. It's like we have lost dignity. We have lost respect. And they say about end times, but believe me, we never know this thing would have come so quick. And then we have this virus that nobody really know where it come from. on how it affects you, really and truly. There's a lot of ifs, a lot of ifs and questions, more questions than answers.
I didn't watch no news yesterday and today because I usually start watching the news from 4 a.m. And today I just couldn't watch it because when I saw the numbers on Google that's coming out of the states like Texas and Florida, and I'm looking at it, last year it wasn't Florida that was number one, it was New York. And a whole lot of people were dying. And to see that students are going back to school this morning in Broward, and to see the governor with his mask mandate, everything. I know you want to tell parents that, they can have them children either go without mask or wear mask. But the numbers are rising on the children front as well. And that is something where concern me as a parent, because I have lost a couple friends, and I have one friend right now. He's going through therapy. He just finished speech therapy, and he's now going through physical therapy so that he can be able to walk. And his COVID ate him down.
Let me tell you something. My grandchildren today, I saw pictures of her going to school. There's about 6 of them, and the little baby one. And I just said a prayer for all children, that God protect them from all the viruses and harm, and make them, because our children and our elderly people are very important.
Yeah,
everybody's important, but when you have the start, which is the kids, we're passing on and trying to have a better generation, better human beings. The older people is respect. And what's happening now is that if you wear the mask, you're not only respecting yourself, but you're respecting others. Because if this thing, let's say, take the virus in a different way. It's like you're on the front line. If you saw bullets, everybody in front of you, you're not putting your children out there. You're not going to put your children out there if you saw bullets. You're not going to see, and that's the front line. Our workers, our health workers are doing the front line, but we don't see the reality of where we're putting our children because this thing is invisible. You don't know where it's coming from or who have it. So one has to protect themselves, to preserve themselves. Again, school opening, I've always said this. If the school was open fully, we'd be in serious trouble. You can hear me?
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
we're hearing you.
Loud and clear.
Like I lose, I don't know, sorry.
No, but we're hearing you, you're going out.
If the school was open, I said it last year, when it started, it was I said when New York was ravaging at this time. If the school was open, a lot more people dead. A lot more. Because the school is a place where all the children are dead and them coming home to the parents. So it's going to run into the older people and everything. It is problems. Now, I know that they've been trying to put together having, internet, the school, and having it, by internet. And there's been great challenges. But then to me, safety of our kids is number one priority. Number one. And the problem is that they have to make the classroom smaller so that they can space the children. But then you have another problem. You have the teachers. They're there. Some of them are elderly. I don't know if you know, last week, over 4 Broward teachers dead from COVID. And school didn't even start yet. I don't hear.
But I think that I agree with you, but it's very serious because my grandson is one of my grandchildren, he's 10 and he caught COVID. I'd never said anything, but he caught COVID a few months back. And, he was okay. It was as if he had just a regular cold, but he was okay. And he was not in school. So again, I don't know, and they're in New York. So again, I don't know what's going on, but they have to do something better than this. I don't have any children in school right now. My children are all grown and adults, but I'm not understanding what's going on. We had COVID hit us last year. They had a whole of last year to put things into places just in case, and they're still here now scrambling. This is ludicrous. How do they expect people to sacrifice their children every day? I would not do it. My children would be homeschooled. I'm telling you, I would not do it because it's insane. It makes no sense. I don't get it.
What I was saying, Willie, is that a lot of bus drivers died also, and some have quit because
20 in Orange County, 20 of them have stopped going. So this is another problem because you have the teachers, you have the workers, you have the staff, the auxiliary staff. They are there. I mean, yes, they can get vaccinated. And as we know, when you get the vaccination, it doesn't stop you from spreading it. Sure. So it might stop you. It's supposed to stop you from going to the next level or going to get very, very sick or dying. And that's the exception because no vaccination is 100%. So those who's in the minimum thing can get serious ill. So, but the point about it is that if you are vaccinated and then you go and visit an elderly person, or you have the little children, your little nieces or nephews or grandchildren who can't get it, like they say the 7, the 8, 9-year-olds and younger, you still have to wear your mask and protect them as well as yourself. You know, I think that sometimes we're careless, that and human beings want to hug, want to be together, is a part of human nature. And because we've been locked down so much, it's naturally you want to hug up everybody and think, but one has to resist. One has to realize that, boy, everybody, but some people don't get it, you know. I have doing my workshops about the place, and people still want to come up and hug you. Or people look and say, listen, take off the mask, you can take a picture of me. I said, no. I say, if that's the case, you don't take it. Don't take the picture. Because you're not being rude, you know. But especially with this Delta variant that is here, and I hear worse to come. The Brazilian Lambda is another thing that is coming that is even worse. And there's some that don't even call no name yet. So to me,
they're not gonna give everybody so much. This is what I'm saying that does not make sense to me.
They're throwing it at us.
How many vaccines are they going to keep giving? That okay? So if you get the COVID-19 vaccine, it's not going to protect you against the Delta. It's not going to protect you against the Brazilian. It's not. So I don't know how many people are they. How many vaccines are they going to keep coming up with?
But the research, actually, the research is that it's all a test because of the time of what it is. But what happened with the vaccine, they're saying that it does stop you from getting ill, because I have friends that work in the medical field. We have Francine, who's the expert on this. But what happens is that there are people majority of people that are sick in Florida right now are unvaccinated, nearly 90-something%.
Yeah.
The ones who get the vaccine, they might get sick, and they get this we call it again antibodies, some of them, and they're fine. Some of them don't go. They don't have to spend more than 1 day in the hospital. If they go check up, boom, they get something and they're out. But who get really sick? And then there's the odd ones that we don't know much about that are vaccinated and end up dying because of comorbidities or because they have pre-existing things. So there's a lot of things we don't know. To me, it's two things. If you decide to get, and we know the history of vaccination, especially when it comes to certain nations and certain cultures. We know it is. But if you decide not to, then it's fine, because within you make that decision. If you decide to, that is your will. It's like religion. I don't tell nobody not to or to. But if you are on the sideline, say, me, I'll watch. It'll watch you. So you better get it. If you're going to take the vaccine, go take it, because you're going to regret it. Because if I decide, I'll say, I'm not taking it, I have reasons. So if I get it and I'm gone, I say, God, I'm gone. Thank you. I made my decision. The people who are sad is those who say, boy, may I watch to see if it go. And then when it's I'm Doc, can you get injection? It's too late. So if you're on the fence, go and take the injection. If you intend to take it. Don't be sorry, because that is a problem. That is where the problem lies. You understand? Nobody can force you to or not to. But at the same time, make a decision and stand by it. It's simple. Life is like that.
True.
You know?
Willie, last year this time, or maybe earlier this time last year, you did a event in Pembroke Pines, right? How did it go? Did you do it this year as well?
No, I couldn't because of COVID. I couldn't because we couldn't put nobody in seats.
Mm-hmm.
So I was actually getting. I just see behind me. I have a sign called Rhythms in Conversation, which is a program I developed for families, communities. And if you look at the logo, I don't know if you can see the logo, but it's all different nations of the world, 4, of course, and each one has a musical note, and they're in a drum. So I am talking that we can all come together and be in unity, no matter where you're from. But music can bring that unity.
Sure.
And this is what I'm trying to say, because as I said to you before, I think maybe I talked in the last show, that musicians it's like we are the main fighters, or what can I say that? We are the front, the health people for the COVID are the frontline workers.
Like Francis.
But when it comes to inspiration and getting people, the musicians are the person that the people are waiting now. Now we have more sad people than we've ever had, I was explaining to you. When I was locked down for that time, I to be honest, I got very depressed. I started to eat, I listened to the thing, and you didn't have no hope. I just suddenly one day I look at myself and say, but stop. My job as a music. And I start to play and practice. And I said, let me develop something because I believe that no matter how terrible it was terrible, but it was a learning lesson for everybody. Right. Because if you looked at 2 weeks before the lockdown, you were cussing about this. We take things for granted. You have fresh air, you have friends. We had so much, nothing was important than when you see the lockdown, you say, boy, and also it's teaching us how can we be more, you're buying things that you don't need. It teaches you to be, say, boy, I want to go. Do I really? You start saying, do I need to go there? Exactly. And so it makes you really look at life, focused, and realize I'm taking a lot of things for granted. Plus, I feel in my own way that God uses time to say, okay, this is a time to find yourself. Yes. If you survive this, what are you going to do for the tomorrow? What are you going to do for the youth? What are you going to do for the community? What are you going to do for the world?
True.
What are you going to come back with your selfishness, your same things, or are you going to start giving? Are you going to start changing to helping people and find out that, boy,
recording
it's not
in
about
progress.
Money. It's not about money. You know, it's not about money or who has this or what. It's about giving thanks every day, gratitude, and helping your brother, man, or sister.
That's right.
To be better people.
I am so happy that you said that, Good morning once again. I'm so happy that you said that. Because guess what? I've been listening to you and you have a burst of energy that I super love. You know why? So many persons are so grumpy and miserable and and in a time like this, a lot of persons don't learn to appreciate. But as I said before the lockdown, a lot of the things that persons were fussing about, they're now appreciating stuff, right? How do you put that same energy in your music life? How do you incorporate it? How you put that same hyper energy and you keep that thing going? How you do it?
Well, let me tell you, Francine, remember I said that I was depressed. And then look at myself like God boxed me and say, I put you here, not to complain or down. Yeah. This is, in other words, in preparation as a musician, if you're a conscious musician, you have tools that God has given you. I take no credit. God give me that energy. When I play with the same thing. God give me that from me a kid. So in the time, and I sit down and I do my prayer and meditation, it's like it comes to me that this is a time now to prepare. It's like you prepare what you have sincerely. How can you help the people? It's through music. I believe that participation is one. That's why I have a workshop that I've been touring it in Broward, Rhythms in Conversation. where people can come up and dance again. And I've done it. I'm doing next Saturday will be my 8th city in Sunrise, and I do it outside for safety, masks, everything, and we do it outside. And I pray that God will make me do the job without interference of things. But the music, I see the people melt. They love it. They come together, they dance, and they feel uplifted. When you get music, it's like waves of energy. If you put it and you're positive, your spirit will attract it like a magnet. And whatever you put there, people will feel it, because music has to be sincere. They feel your sincerity. You don't have to be a great technician or whatever. From your heart is pure. Music don't lie. If you go sing, if you play something, somebody know if you're genuine or ungenuine. Yeah. So this is why my advice to all musicians is now is the time to put out the conscious music, but make the music be of inspiration, of hope, because the people have lost hope. And they need now music more than any time else, because by them dancing, listening, that is feeding their soul. And that is what's important right now. That is what we need. So put that out there. Live concerts, if it can come back to that, should be more open air, distancing, because people can go to a park and go a mile away and hear it. But it's still that wave transfer to uplift. I will tell you a simple thing. When we did the show last year, 29th of February, and we had about 3,200 people. It's the biggest concert 2 weeks before the lockdown. And this nurse was there, and she filmed it on her phone. She had it on her phone. And when the COVID hit her in Florida, and she was really depressed, she just looked on the concert for about 10, 15 minutes, and she was rejuvenated. Wow. It transported her somewhere. So my job as a musician is to say, okay, we're here now, but let me transport you for an hour, somewhere different, that you can find something that is important to you. You can find something of love. You can find something that you can relate to. You can laugh a bit. You can just be somewhere different in a space where everyday pressure is not on you. And that's what music is supposed to be. And when you come back empowered. You come back enthusiastic. You come back tension and all that gone. Stress release busted. And you feel, yes, there's hope.
In order for you to play like that.
Francine, I'm sorry, if I could just add something from two people in the chat room. You have Don Wright. He says some countries take too long to put the protocol in place. I am living in a country where it was like that at the start, but they put nothing in place and now it's going down. His problem is that there's too much different information from different countries. And Brother Errol Bean says, William Stewart makes sense. Words of wisdom, legend.
Thank you.
Sorry to interrupt. Please go ahead, Francine.
No, man, thank you. Go ahead, Francine. Thank you.
Right. Okay, so I'm saying in order for you to play to inspire someone, it would have to inspire you before, right?
Of course.
That's right. Now, my question that has been bugging me, all right, I know you play the drums well, right? So, which other instrument do you play that inspires you when you're playing that it gives you this joy on the inside and you just chill out and your mind gone, you're just gone.
Well, my most important thing is the drums. And what I do is in Rhythms of Conversation, I play all the drums. I am not a master of any as such. I would say that the drum set I'm more acquainted with. Drum set itself, all my life I play that. But in my workshops, after leaving Third World, 1997, I went to study to be a music facilitator. And then coming to Florida in 2000, I got a collection of different drums. So what I show is the drums from Africa, the djembe, the kete drum, the Jamaican drum, which we know the kete and all that, and all the different dumbek, all the different drums, Ngoma, all these African drums, Brazilian drums, Cuban drums, the whole Caribbean. And I demonstrate it. So I educate people and say, well, this comes from there. So, wow, they didn't know this. And I play the rhythms of that. So I am inspired. When I go on the drum set and I close my eyes and I just say, God, let me go through. is a different person. People would see me and say, boy, what happened? Is he high? I don't smoke. I don't drink.
That's right.
And I'm in my music zone. And when I'm there, I am having the greatest time. But I'm also being aware that I am a vessel being used. And whatever that wish is. You know, if people are going to be sad, I want them, I use a drum to unite. I want to keep people uplifted. I want to energize them so that they can come off to their sadness and they can feel empowered. Because go back to Africa years ago, the drum was everything, you know. The master drummer of Africa was the mayor, the governor general or prime minister, if you want to put it today. Our African history has gotten lost. The team, we concentrate on slavery, but we had great empires.
Right.
We were the things, we beat many people, but then concentrate on the slavery so we don't realize the greatness. Today is Marcus Garvey's birthday, right? We have a quote, two things. A people without knowledge of their history, origin, and culture. It's like a tree without roots. Yeah. If we not start teaching our children where we come from and who we are, some adults don't even know who them is.
True.
It's only when you come to these countries and them start calling you, oh, you're black, or you think. Some people feel them another nation. Them so much want to be there. Listen, in our little place, Jamaica, Talawa, Jamaica is a leading nation of nations.
That's right.
That's why we're such great and different. But we have to start acknowledging also Africa, because that is our motherland.
Yes, know thyself.
That is our motherland. You know, today, Marcus Garvey, again, intelligence rules the world. Ignorance carries the burden. Intelligence, we have that naturally. Look how much people we have that are great scientists and lawyers and musicians. One place, look at athletics. Look at our music. Look how much in one place. You know how much musicians? It's crowded. You never hear that. And if someone is going to be in academics, they're the best.
Right.
But what happened now is that we're losing it because we are not paying attention to our youth. Correct. Music is not respected fully in Jamaica. And this is without disrespect. It's coming. But our youth should be learning our reggae music, our mentor, our ska from 6 and make them be producers at 13. They will go shock the world because they're talented. There's a little dancer, I saw him name. They dance a new dance called Dirt. I don't know how in my dance.
Yeah, I know. I learned that.
Do the movement, and now see them do it. And it's gone viral. Our chance to give our youth a chance now. You see, older people like myself and all that, we give up on our youth sometimes. And we understand because it's a different world. The only thing that make me understand is because I have to go into schools from elementary to university. So I do workshops in there. So I'm able to see them and I can see, sometimes I'm 3 months in one school if I'm doing Rhythms Africa. And I can see how these children have to deal with peer pressure, how teachers treat them, and how the whole thing. It's a different world. So when you see that, you realize there's no input feeding. The days of my time when I was a youth, all the elders was talk to you. Nowadays, they give up. We cannot give up on our children. Our children is the future. We were the best parents that we were, but we want them to be better. We want them to be better human beings, and we have to work with them.
I noticed that in your bio that you have a lot of strong humanitarian beliefs, and that's a very deep topic for me. Growing up homeless, I made it my mission in life to always help others. Could you tell me a little bit more, share with us a little bit more about your humanitarianism?
All right. Well, to me, let's start with Jamaicans and South Africa.
Okay.
With Jamaica and South Africa, I always wanted to find out what apartheid. I playing with Third World helped me a lot because we were always conscious. The band was totally conscious when it came to the politics that happened with injustices to people and people's rights. Mm-hmm. And when I researched South Africa and seeing, I cried for days when our children in South Africa wanted to learn their own language and how them the Boers shoot them down, kill them. Up to now, I can't talk about it. And so what happened is that cut a long story short, I had friends that would come. A friend of mine called Bert used to work with the UN.
Okay.
So he would bring people from Angola to Jamaica, and I would bring them around the schools and from South Africa to talk about the atrocities that happens within South Africa. And so when Third World played Bonnie Clark, God bless his soul, and we did the shows, we always talk about the injustices in South Africa. So much so that when it was free, supposed to be free now, Mandela won, and it was going to be free, I flew to South Africa and land on the day it was free. And let me rewind past that. Before that, they have a place in South Africa called Sun Island or something like that, where because there was a ban on South Africa. Artists, cricketers was not supposed to go to South Africa as a sanction against South Africa. But in this place called Sun City, they keep on asking Third World to come. Right. So we said, we're not coming. So one day in South Africa, there was someone who represented them and said they would like to meet with us. We said, why do we want to meet with us? So I said, all right, what do you have to say? So they come and say, boy, we want you to come south of to Sun City. We'll pay you $500,000. We want you to come and play it so that you can tell the people to be. We said, listen, the only way we are going there is to celebrate free. We will come there to celebrate the freedom of our people. Until there, we're not going nowhere.
Right.
That's it. And that's it. So the fight was there. So when now we Third World had to play, it was CBS was filming it in Atlanta. Nelson Mandela came now, coming forward to Atlanta. When I saw the crowd, I've never known there was so much security people in America. I've never seen it like that yet. So then 3 weeks or a month later, Nelson Mandela was coming to Jamaica. So I said to them, listen, I saw them. I saw what we did in thing and played on CBS. And they were thinking of putting him by Half a Tree Square. And the powers that be, I had a meeting with them and said, you can't do that. The man is so big. He has to go to the stadium. And we have to have the soldiers and all that. Anyway, cut a long story short, boom. I end up producing the show, me and my brother, God bless his soul, gone now, for the stadium. Would you believe that 40,000 people fill up the stadium in and 40,000 people outside?
Stadium was too small. That's a race.
80,000 people.
Hey, Willie?
Can you imagine? Now look, I know where Half a Tree Square is. Could you imagine how embarrassing that would have been? Half a Tree Square, who would have seen him?
And maybe race was too small also.
I'm telling you, but even the stadium, so it was such a beautiful event, even though there were some things that happened, which I won't talk about then. But then, so you say my humanitarian things. That and my humanitarian would go to now where in my life, I've always believed that every child should have their dream. Let's come to now. I have a non-profit called Embrace Music Foundation. Through that, I go and work with kids, at-risk kids they call it, which I don't believe no kids, all kids at risk, really, because anything can happen to them. But disadvantaged kids then, we'll say that, because they come from an area code, a zip code. I believe that every child should be able to dream, no matter what zip code they come from. They should be, if they want to be a lawyer, doctor, but you have certain things that because of the zip code, they're bound for, they're going to go to prison. They're bound for this, because of the environment. I believe that you go through Rhythms of Africa, I'm able to do free, go in and work with children. This is the 9th one that I might do next year. Next year, 2022. That I would work with 60 children, teach them how to do percussion, because our youth tend to, people say they're not academical, but they remember over 30 rap songs. So my big thing when I talk to teachers as a music facilitator, I keep on telling them, listen, join the science with a little rhythm. Join the science because the brain, the receptive of the brain remembers, because of course with the brain that they retain or their attention span stay is with the rap songs. Correct. So if you associated a little rhythm, that it opens up, that door opens up. So if you associate with science, geography, mathematics, and you say, you play the game, and you say, let's do the mathematics. They say, teacher, we want to play that game again. And you can say, yes, we can play it. But learn your mathematics. Watch how fast them do the mathematics, geography, science, and they will retain it because they're associated by that. And you play that game. You don't have to be a music teacher. You just go and let them run it. And it changes, like poetry, as you know, my dear. It changes the whole being and the way music can change people's lives. I've seen it. I've seen where students are near to going to jail. They're 1 second away from going. And they did my program. We go in and we teach them once a week for 3 hours. We had to do Miami in 2013. And because it was 4 high schools from them, they couldn't coordinate the time. And then they even want to go to school. So we decided to go in a park. We bring food and we bring the instruments and we teach them in the park. And at first, when them saw all of these instruments, they says, "Sir, who is all these for?" I said, "These are you to play." What? And when you feed them, look at Jamaican thing and food and go to the mixture of Jamaica, everybody, you know?
Encouragement, sweet and labor.
Yeah, man, them love it. And all of a sudden, we are playing at the great Adrian Arts Center, right?
So, I have to ask you something.
Yes.
Okay, I have to ask you because if I
go ahead, my darling.
We have a youth program on Tuesdays. And we would love to have you incorporate you because you are already doing it. The workshops, the music, we're trying to work with the children and the youths. We would really love after the show.
You're in Kissimmee, right? You're in Kissimmee.
We're in Kissimmee. I'm in Kissimmee, yes.
But the thing is that with that, we can talk off there. But what happened is that if you want to talk about doing it live, you're talking about coming and doing it live.
Correct. Yeah, correct. Virtual, yeah.
Or virtual. But the problem with virtual, I have to work out, because if I play a drum on Zoom, you don't hear it. So I have to work out streaming it and doing it so you can hear it fully. But we can talk about that. Yes,
we will talk.
I want to tour it. I do that. I do inspiration workshops with the schools. All I can say is that God has blessed me. I can't take no credit. I'm like the messenger or the juice that is there. After leaving Third World, I would never have a chance to work with so much youth doing the job that I'm doing. And because it's just, if you see the different children, how they relate to it, it's just magical. But musical is magical. Music is when you play rhythm, you have a heartbeat. That heartbeat in your mother's stomach, you hear that heartbeat all the time.
Yes.
So rhythm is a part of us. We want to get up and you want to move, and that is what exercises us. So with my workshop, Rhythms in Conversation, I use different instruments because the high instruments move the brain. The mid-range move that stomach, and the bass move that bottom, Miss Francine, as you know. So the point about how I look on life is that, listen, we all here. The point about it, they say you're born and your soul come with you here. Mm-hmm. Can we maintain that soul and leave with it? Or do some people leave it on earth and lose it? This is the point that we are. Your tag, when you die, you have this tag. From this year you're born to when you're dead. What people have to say in that time space is your life. People are going to remember you for what you do? Or are they going to have things to say that? People don't say good and bad, but did you do the work? The problem is that people is on this earth because they want to make money. Making money, what do you do when you get it? What are you going to do when you get it? You don't come and fulfill your God-given passion. People take it because, they're supposed to be doctors, nurses, supposed to do something. Oh, no, I go into this. If you're happy with what you do and you come with your God-given position that you come to do, it's never a day of work. Exactly. You never work one day because it's such an enjoyment. Time flies before you know it. That's right. What is hard is when you're working and you don't like the work because it's realized that it's not you really.
True. Yeah. We have 5 more minutes before we have to, Francine, before we have to wrap up. So Francine, I'm going to give it to you because we have 5 more minutes.
Max,
so go ahead,
Max, we're going to use the 15 minutes.
You're using the 15 today?
Yeah, because
Max, where you try to get rid of me? What wrong with you?
I want to kidnap you.
We just have start.
I want to kidnap you.
You're hitting all the right. You're hitting the nails on the head. Believe you me, because it was just yesterday I was saying to someone that when is it that work really become a pressure? It's when you really don't love it. It's when you're going into it just for the love of the money. So anytime at all you're just doing it for the money, when the money is not coming over as you would have expected it, it becomes a burden, right? And you have to love it. You have to love what you do. If you don't love what you do, you have to be pretending and forcing and trying so hard to get it done. When you love it, you will find magical way of putting it across and things will just flow. And if it not flow like how it's supposed to, you will find a different way of making it flow. So I'm so happy that you're hitting all the... But one thing I want to ask you, I hear you talking about getting the youths and teaching them and so like my age group now, talk to me.
No, hold on a second. All right, we'll talk one in. Listen, I
love that.
I'm going to tell you a joke. Listen to this. The Jamaican nurses up here, association, them very big. Them is the biggest Caribbean. About 5 years ago, and me teach them for 2 years, you know. They bring the drums and we work together. We all go Orlando, go play. When we go Orlando, go play, the people with some kind of church thing. The people want to bring us all over the place. And them train. Wow. So I do elderly people. I've done elderly people come.
Take time with our word. Take time with our word, man.
But hold on. One day I was in church and I'm going to tell you a joke. Me and my wife was in church. So it's a new church. So them look and say, all right, we're going to make you two elders. So me and my wife start look behind us. We don't see nobody else. No, we is elders.
All right.
Yeah, man. So we have program. Listen, this is Rhythms in Conversation. It's address families. So all families, because I believe in unity, bringing families together. So the workshop can be, when music is played, everybody can be a part of that. By beating the rhythm, them all come together and they make everybody one. So that is the program that I have for that. So the Rhythms of Africa is basically training the youth them. And when I train them for like 3 months, they get 30 hours of training. And then also they get, you know that you need, when you go to university, you need to get community hours. From me, I can give them 30, 40 community hours towards them university. So they get that. And plus they get a t-shirt and they're happy because they get experience like nobody else. When those children I tell you about, the high school kids played at Adrian Art Center from the 4 senior schools in Miami. When they got to play to the 1,600 people at Adrian Art Center, they were nervous. You see, when the people clap them start saying, me is somebody? Whoa. Me not have to go teeth. I don't have to go do this or go do that. I am somebody. It uplifts them. They realize, boy, the whole music, and when the musicians play with them, the musicians are playing and inspiring them. They're inspiring the musician. The audience is acting and reacting to it and clapping. It makes a difference. People, a little love can go a far way. And if you love, come back to what we say, if you love what you do, then you will find ways. You hit a big thing, what you just said, Miss Fancy. You'll, even me, as a musician, in third world, I am playing. People coming to look for us as a group. Oh, they like this guy here. Them like this music. Them love it. When you turn a facilitator, I am there to get the best out of you, to bring something out of you, facilitate, that you never know you had. It's a whole different life. So I had to change my whole life of being and whole thing, using to stay because I want to stay in the music. So I have 5 different programs. I do in schools, I do this, I'm going out. So you make hand, make hand, make fashion. How it go? Make hand, make fashion.
Make hand, make fashion.
Yeah.
That's
so that is what and what I've learned is that necessity is the mother of invention. If you are back against the wall, you come up with some things because you have to. You'll be surprised how creative you start becoming. So very pressure has its disadvantage and its advantages for innovation.
Right.
You know, you could do well at motivational speaks, though.
Well, they call me when I do my drum thing. You ever see? Listen, when we're in third world, you know, me and Richie, the bass man, never talking on me join because I'm the only one who really never dread. So when other man, me keep quiet because me I learn. So it's after now, in the last part now, I start to work with kids too, even in third world. And me and Ibu, who left, it works at Edna Madley. He's done fantastic in teaching there. So it's like, to me, everybody has, I never know that I was going to end up. To me, I want to stay live with third world, but it wasn't to be. I needed to do another mission. And so I'll never make with 1,000 of kids that I got to work with them and inspire them. And that is what it is. So in my workshops, I do corporate team building workshops, which is motivational workshops for corporate America. Same thing, they come and say, oh, I have no rhythm. I say, excuse me, do you have a heartbeat? Oh, yes. I said, well, listen
That's all
to
you
this.
need.
Mind you, some heartbeats a little bit. But whatever your pulse is, you still have a pulse. You know?
That's right. That's right. I am going to turn over now to Maxonette or Franco, but I have to ask you this one last question, and then we're done. Zip it.
Go ahead.
Where is your favorite place to play or your favorite audience? I need to know that.
My favorite place to play. Well, me love Jamaica. But Jamaica, when you start and you come in, like when we did Explantations, I don't know if you ever came to that in Jamaica, when we played Ronnie Williams on it full. People love Third World. I mean, we did 50 shows and everybody come to that show. People saw that show. We do about 60 of them. Some people say 50 of them. They could speak all the parts. And it was unbelievable. The problem with Jamaica, if you come international, then believe you forget them. So they say you have to prove and get hard on you. Well, you have to go prove now. You turn big. Go see if you can rock us now. And then stand up here. So. But Jamaica, I would say, is one place. Africa, when we went to Nigeria, is another place. Well, basically, a lot of places that we play. Every place that we play, we get incredible. I said about my favorite place is definitely Jamaica. We love Jamaica because of, with the sun splashes too, because there's so much great memories there that we did. When we played for Amnesty International, we played for freedom of people, you know, there was different things. We played to 80,000 people. If you go to my website, my Facebook, which Franco probably will give later, you'll see photos on my YouTube that Third World playing for Amnesty International, and we opened it. So, you know, it has been great. I love, to me, where I am now, if one person come or 1,000 person, I'm doing my workshop, I'm going to do the best as if it was 1,000. It don't matter to me, because that one person, you never know. If your doctor's medicine, if it's something that inspires, you never know. And my suggestion to musicians and everybody, if whoever's there, give it the best you have all the time, because you don't know. Even if you say, but musicians say 10 people, one of those people could be a record company. One of those people could be a future manager. One of the people might give you the biggest engagement. So always, no matter what, do your best or whatever you do. Simple.
Thank you so much. Franco?
Yes,
thank you, Francine, for the work you're doing. God bless you and keep you safe, because I know it's not no easy. You have eyes in the back of your head, especially what's happening now. But you know what happened? God see everything, and you're going to come through with flying colors.
God bless. Thank you so much.
Yes, Willie, the question I have to ask is the OD. When you guys received the OD, I know one person was missing from the group totally, which was Bunny, and yourself no longer with the group. How did it felt when you guys received that award?
Well, let me explain the OD. 10 years ago, or maybe 11 years ago, I'm not too sure, Ibu and Kat got OD performing Third World. So they had that from early. What happened is that when Bunny passed on, Bunny got it posthumously, I think that's the name of it. He got it after. So I got it last year, surprise to me, give thanks, I mean, it was unbelievable. But I also believe, not only because of Third World, I really believe of also Third World contributed to it. But I think another part of it contributed because the work that I have done in Florida since I've come here 2000. I think that was one of the things that really saying that, because a lot of different situations of dealing with kids and the community, I think, came true. And answer your question, who left in Third World to get, which I believe that everybody, for the work that they've done, basic and Third World, international, all Third World members should get. Carrot is left to get, what he's going to get it posthumously, whatever that word is, we hope. And Richard is still, Richard and Kat has the band out there and they're still playing. Give God thanks. So Richard, I think, will be. So that will make all 6 of us. So 4 of us have got it so far and 2 left, Carrot and Richie, who well deserve those awards, because on our journey, it was a big journey for Third World. I mean, I've learned so much and give thanks from time with them. And the songs are classical and cannot be replaced. It is what it is. They wrote what they wrote as songs is music forever.
Sense of Purpose, the song Sense of Purpose. Who wrote it officially?
Sense of Purpose was, Cat came up with the idea. In fact, let me give you a quick story on that. We had a songwriter that was writing a song for us, because sometimes we write our own, and sometimes the record companies will want from other things. And the songwriter, I won't call his name, was a great songwriter. But he wrote a song that really didn't befit Third World. It was a hit. If we did it, it would go right through. But we sat down puzzled, because to our concept and what we're about, it wouldn't really match us. In fact, Bonnie had said, if he did that song, he's going to find a place in Italy and hide and live on an island because he couldn't. So we had a problem. And then Cat, I must give him credit, went to him and I said, listen, we love your work, but we can't do this song. Our name is on it, we can't do the song. Let us come back. And then Sense of Purpose came in, and then all of us wrote it. That's how that came, to show our concept, what we're about. Because each album had a theme that was a conceptual theme of empowering, of uniting people, and seeing that spiritual side of themselves. So that was how that went. Sense of Purpose. Come on, Franco, come up with more. Where else you ask?
No. I've seen now the band have a new lead singer, right? And the other day, before the COVID, I went to the Jerk Festival in Broward County. Yes. And at the time, they were among the nominees for Grammy. Yes. And people thought that they would have won the Grammy that year.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because I think the album did good, did well. You know? So in terms of say like Grammy, those are a group win a Grammy.
Well, I don't know how the Grammy is how they evaluate who win what, because Third World is what, nearly 40-something years, 48 years. Mm-hmm. And we have never got the Grammy. We've got nominations on my wall here.
You see 5 times nominated?
We're probably at 8 or 9 times. That would have been the 9th or 8th time that we've been nominated. We never won it. So sometimes I guess it changed, because to me, if it was on record sales, we would have won it long ago. International, because some of our records was way up there. And if it was based on certain things. But if I look at, if you let me please, on the last Grammy, if it's based on record sales and popularity, the argument that came up is that Coffee, it was not an album, it's an EP.
It's an EP, yeah.
But that doesn't mean anything, because a year before, 2 years ago,
won it as an EP.
Somebody won it as an EP. So they changed.
Yeah.
So musical, let's take the music. Coffee's song broke every barrier. I am willing to bet that song outsold every album that was in the Grammy for that because the song took off. Mm-hmm. Right. No matter new or don't matter, if we're dealing with popularity and a song that was innovative, Coffee's song took everybody by storm. It was a beautiful rendition. How she did it, her style, her culture, how she brought it forth. People were dancing over the world. It touched the nerve of the world. Mm-hmm. So, based on that, she deserved the Grammy. Now, if they're doing it in another aspect, which I don't know what the criteria is or what the standard is. So, to me, she deserved it. Third World did a great album. I would take off my hat to Gong, Junior Gong. Is one of the first producers I've seen that put him, because Junior Gong toured with us as a kid. Him come France, and I used to talk to him in 2 weeks with Cindy there on tour with us. And we would coach him, and Cat and Junior is more closer because his son played bass, Shia. But at the same time, the man was devoted to the album. The man promoted it. But if you look at it hands down, which was the most popular song from there? Coffee's song was. So, is what it is. I would, if Third World would have gone through, I would have happy to say that, boy, we win gold. We get a Grammy. We still don't get it yet, but they're still doing records, so there's still possibilities,
I heard musicians say that it's based on the arrangement and the type of producer and executive producer that you might have behind the whole project.
That is international, yes. There are a lot of things that
look at the Marleys. That's, it's the producers that they have behind their stuff.
The producers that have it behind it, and that goes to the world too. Because if you have certain name producers, they're going to get the attention. But if you're doing it on the basis of music and what you say, innovation, Coffee Song had all that, the rhythm. You can't stop. It's like you're go with it. It's like every part of the song, you just keep on saying you want to play. It was like honey. Believe me, big props. So I ain't a joke now. Listen to this joke. You're not going to believe this. When I was doing my show in the same time, right? From 2019 November, getting ready. So I brought in Richie Stevens in my show. Pluto came on the show. Wayne Harman came on. People never recognize him. They want to know who this is. And when him start with a chalice song there, people nearly tear up. And Etana was on the reggae section, because Rhythms of Africa, the show, shows African music, Brazilian, Haiti, all of the things come. So it's history. The families that came was unbelievable. And then the Jamaican section and Trinidad is the last. And so we make each one of them play a part of the Scardomento. It was unbelievable. Wow. So we, as I say, there'll be more time. And at the end of the day, the classical songs that Third World has done will live forever, because Third World had a unique sound that nobody can replace. The sounds of those 6 men that play with Bunny Ruggs' voice will stand up in the halls of history forever.
True. Agree.
So did you find back my email address?
Your email address?
The invitation you sent to me to come to that show, I never get it enough. So
all right. We're not doing this.
I love that one.
I'm going to get it.
Hey, it's funny you mentioned Junior Gang from a kid when he was in your midst. But I kind of see that you have a touch for youngsters who they would surge off from leave your shore and went on to do good. And recently I found out that this young lady was under your wings, Soleil Rowe, who is the daughter of Lawrence Rowe.
Yes, Soleil now. When I started Rhythms of Africa, about the same time I talk about, because it's 2010, because what happened, when I came here to Florida, I started to work in 2004 with Liberty City. I started to work with Liberty City at Caliph Auditorium. The fellas came, and then they would have this thing called Magic Monday. Okay. And so I would get one Monday to put on Rhythms of Africa. So it used to be musicians and me play and show the journey of the music and all that. And then one day, because in the same room here, I used to teach 40 students a week, because for about 10 years, I was teaching drum set, and that's how I made a living. So I started to teach, and one of my students became the world under 16 world champion. And after that, I said, boy, I'm going now to give music out. I'm going to community, do that. And that's where I started more stuff. But in 2006, I did it. And I said to my students here who were privileged, and I said, you don't know how lucky you have. Your parents that bring you and you take it for granted. I'm going to train you and you're going to do a show. And I did it down at Liberty City, and they busted in 1,000 kids. And they played the percussions. And I saw the reaction to children, because when they see their own peers, they get excited. And I said, boy, I have to do something. And I developed Rhythms of Africa. My first show was at Miramar Culture Center, 2010. We had 1,000 people, it holds 750 inside, and 1,000 people turned back, couldn't get in. Show was free. I will give you a joke. A man was going to pay. It's like he was waiting in line. And when he comes, he said, sorry, you can't get in. He had $100 was going to give somebody to get their free ticket to go in, the way that it was packed. But, we started there, and God gave God thanks. We built it. So Soleil Rowe was part of that. She started with me from the beginning. Fantastic artist. I met her because what happened, they had a big thing. That time, Ambassador Sandra Griffiths was we call it
Consulate General.
Yeah, Consulate General here.
Yeah.
And she invited me to go and see. There was a lady who's ambassador now, Ambassador Marks, came down. And so it was at the house of, I think, Pam's house. And we went there and I saw the violinists them, Sons of Maestro and Soleil. And she took my heart. When I saw her sing, I said, this is a girl or a young lady that's going to make a change, her sincerity. And from then on, she's done many, many shows. When we play for different things, she has been there. We did Irie Foundation. She's going to be, in fact, when she was there, she started must be with me at about 9. And I always said that she was 12 going on 32, if you know what I'm saying. But great talent.
Yeah. Beautiful. All right, Max, over to you.
Well, I have a question. Are you going to sing today?
Oh, no, I don't sing. Singing is not me. I write songs. Oh, this is another thing that I can answer, Francine. I write songs, and that's the way I can communicate. I write lyrics. Well, if you know one of third world songs, Committed, and if you're familiar with that song, that is my song.
Committed to keeping
right.
this
And another song called Love Will Always Be There. Love is there for you and I. That's another song. And in Jamaica, there's this song. I thought you were going to bring her up. She sings background wisdom. My first I can't sing right. Remember my first real love. After all, we was my first real love. Remember that? That was number 1 in Jamaica for about 2. People thought we did a Dolly Parton song. Oh. I coded and did the music with that. There's another song I have with Boris Gardner. Francine, you remember this? It's called I Want Your Love Inside of Me. My love inside me. Make it special, Boris. Me that again, along with Steven Stewart.
He's going to be a guest soon. He's going to be a guest
song
soon.
Called Night and Day. Bloodfire song. I wrote that with, there's another song called People on the Streets, taking up with more, not looking for it, working for. Are you really sure?
Oh, yeah.
Looking for. Sure? That was done with Brown, the brothers, Brownie.
Brownie brothers, yeah. That's Bloodfire Posse.
Yes, yeah. But that was another thing co-wrote and helped. There's many more. Cynthia Slash, Carlene Davis. I've done a lot, and I have a lot more because I want to release soon. There's an album I did 19 years ago that I never released, but it's instrumental. I'm going to release that. And I'm going to want to do that. All of the songs that I've written. I want to do a Lover's Rock because the songs that are not released, I want to do all of them. Yeah. Because what COVID has shown me is that, listen, if you have money and you put it on your bed, it could burn up or get lost. Water wash it away. Put it out, let the people know. So if you have something, don't wait. COVID, and see, Francine will tell you, COVID has put death on steroids. You don't know. Your appreciation of life is much more valuable because you see what death is like. You see your friends going. So you're more and more respectful of that. So to me, what I'm trying to do also is get all that ready. Even if it's not for me, maybe it's for my family's legacy. I want to put out all that and put out all the things that can say, well, all right, this is the works, So that is important. Yes, but my dear, go ahead. I listen to you, my poet.
Oh, thank you. I was just caught up. It's actually, you had the last word because the time is up. So it was a pleasure. I have Errol in the group. I'm going to briefly just say, he wanted to say thank you to the podcast for introducing me to this spiritual and musical legend. I am inspired, renewed. May the Most High Almighty God Jah continue to use him to send positive messages.
Tell him thank you very much. I would say it myself, thank you for having me here. I really respect the work that you're doing, Franco, and the team, because we need more of these programs to talk reality. As you said one thing, Francine, you were saying that this thing called fake news and alternate truth are the two seeds that plant that has bring us to where we are today.
True.
Fake news, you don't know what to believe, but you know what happened? Believe in your heart. God talks you through your heart and your mind. Believe in that. If you stand by it, no matter how stupid it might seem, stay with it. Because if you stay with that, it'll be the building block. I just want to leave with one thing. If our people realize the greatness from which we came, we will be less likely to disrespect ourselves. The greatness we must respect. That is, again, I give big thanks to Marcus Garvey. Today is his birthday, and we should really start read some of his things because the man was well ahead. In fact, if you listen to some of his words, some of Bob Marley's Redemption song is in it.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
True,
if you
yeah.
listen to it, the words is coming from Marcus Garvey. I found out
like about 5 years ago.
These are our people. Listen, Africa have open arms. Africa has problems, but let me tell you something. The minerals that exist in Africa is unbelievable because I am wondering where is safe. Just the next 3 years, even our beautiful island of Jamaica, good for tear away. Mm-hmm. Where is place that our families can go and we're accepted? I believe that Africa and Ghana will have that because of vegetation. And let's face it, if you have dollars here in America or whatever, you sell your house, you can have a good living. But what I don't want you to do, don't go and live like Bakramasa, you build big house and you have servant. The worst thing now that we're going through is that one thing that I can't, in my mind, I can't conceive is that if you have someone who assists you, no, I don't call them helper, who has assisted you, treat her with respect. Make her children, your children, call her Miss, Mrs. or Ma'am. Mm-hmm. Let her eat on your dining table because we are practicing apartheid right there.
Exactly.
Right.
We're no better than a backer master. So wash your damn own clothes and be because you will get a chance to go do things while that same person is taking care of your children. They're very important. Treat people with respect. And when we go, if we go to Africa, treat everybody with love. And let us be a community that we're supposed to be. All right. Sir, Franco, my darling poet, Francine, Courtney, lady, I don't hear a word from him. But anyway, I want to say that, listen.
He's on the streets right now.
You must go on working because when you do your work, everybody can relate to it. We have programs that is hype. All them do is don't talk the truth. Yeah. We need to have the reality of the truth always with us. And that is what's going to make a difference. Positivity, passionate, and things.
With that, I want to say thank you. You said everything in a nutshell. I just want to say this is Maxonette, and I want to remind people to subscribe and know that we're all in this thing called life together. Namaste and one love. Francine?
I would sit and listen to you all day, but we don't have that time. Thank you so much. You have lit up the entire place this morning. And I mean, you are always free to come back. We're just waiting on Franco to do the invite, and I'm going to look in my email for my invite to the next show.
Yes, but would you come? Would you come to the next show? Would you come to Florida?
Of course I would. Of
All right,
course
just
I
get
would.
yourself ready. Get yourself ready in the February time.
No problem, already packing.
Franco, you send me all emails and I'll send you all the work because right now I'm finished up a 9-city tour. Okay. Rhythms in Conversation. 2 more. I'm doing Sunrise
Saturday.
Maxonette
is ready, Maxonette bags are already packed,
Yeah. No, well, that's true. I want you to come to Rhythms of Africa. Rhythms in Conversation is a little smaller, but I can send you a video from it. So we keep in touch. But with a big show, you have to come and get front seat. Once you come, and Franco, may I put you in the front seat? And may I call your name Francine? And may I call my name Maxonette, I'm going to say, both of you, big up right there. Maybe you have to come and do a talk up on the show.
We will be there. I will be there because I'm in Florida already. So
nearby. Listen, the real stuff. We want the real stuff. We need the real. We need our people to start relating to our people in one where we eat ackee and sawfish, we eat a banana. We need that in our team. We need people to write books from their personal experience. We don't need anybody to come outside and dilute it and do it. We need our own. It's our own. Marcus Garvey, Nani, all of them contributed to where we are today. We have to respect that and continue because the children will carry it.
True. Max, I'm going to make you speak for me. Max, you can wrap up now, Max. Thank you. Thank you, Willie, for taking time out this morning and for being here with us. And just be safe, all right?
You too, everybody too. Please, Francine, wear that mask. I'm going to send an oxygen thing that you have oxygen that not even a fly could go near you.
Accept it. Thank you.
I love that.
I'm going to leave us with the daily inspiration.
Go ahead.
Universe sustains itself. Everything dance to the rhythm. Life, we still celebrating. Breathe deeply. Fluctuating Power by Ansley. With that, we're out of here.
Okay, so we thank everyone inside the YouTube room this morning for participating. And we ask that you do join us tomorrow when we do it all over again with real sports and cook and curry with Chef Sinclair from Tapioca Village and Retreat. So that we ask Queen Lubafu to say the Our Father prayer in the Garifuna language and take us out of here. So Queen Lubafu, come on.
You lead us to Fula. You belong far away away. Ajuguala Lebobu Seru. Leader Mua, leader Sungfula. Leader Mua, leader Sungfula.
And Tafina to take us out with Take Care of Yourself. Until next time, take care of yourself and your loved one. And remember that prayer do changes things regardless of what religion you belong to. You must pray and continue to pray.
All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know send me if it could flee. Me have to take away me say. Me have to take away me say. I like a thief in the night. Me have to get out aside. Me have to take away myself. I have to take away myself. I have to utilize I wings. Shorty, I leave her eyes. I find you very hard to resist. This relationship I'm gonna desist.